another, so you'll still be on the show. But this week, the Independent Marketers Association of Nigeria announced that the 210,000 barrel per day Port Harcourt Refinery may begin full operations in July. The IPMA National Public Relations Officer, Ukadike Chinedu, said the commencement of the refinery operations would reduce the price of petroleum products and ensure adequate supply across the country. Recall that the Ministry of State for Petroleum Resources, Neinneken Lokpobiri, in December 2023, disclosed that the mechanical and flare start-off of the refinery had been completed, giving Nigerians an array of hope on when full operations of the refinery would begin. Marvin Yobana, political analyst and former Africa representative, World Assembly of Youth, is still with me on the program. Thank you, Mr. Yobana, for being there. What factors would you say contributed to the delay in the refinery's operation? And how do you think the management addressed these challenges?
Yeah, you see, this refinery is very critical for us to have stable petroleum products. This refinery has a capacity of producing 210,000 barrels per day, the Portharcourt Refinery. And let's not forget that just in 2021, the federal government released a sum of $1.5 billion that they put into that refinery. So it is not something that we can sweep under the carpet. We have seen promises coming here and there, and I think that the Tinubu administration needs to x-ray clearly what are the bottlenecks that is causing this refinery not to be able to be functional. If you look at the infrastructure around the refinery, that will tell you a lot about if government is serious about that project or not. The road is barely passable. Just the other day, we had a tanker fire on that road that a lot of people lost their lives, properties destroyed because of the bad road. And that road has been in construction since the Obasanjo regime. Up till today, they are still constructing that section of the East-West Road. So I think that government has to come up with a deliberate policy to ensure that those critical infrastructures that will help us to get more of our revenue, because we are in a situation in the country where revenue is scarce. You cannot look at the refinery like Portharcourt Refinery that has the capacity of 210.
All right, I've been speaking with Marvin Yobana, a political analyst and former Africa representative of World Assembly of Youth, and I've been talking about the Port Harcourt Refinery, which, we hear would now begin operations in July. Of course, Nigerians are looking forward to that and trying to see the impact of its reopening, of its relaunch now on the Nigerian economy. What amount of jobs would it be providing for the unemployed, in that area? And in what ways actually would it boost the earnings of the country? Especially now, the country needs all of the resources it can actually, lay hold of to just be able to implement and execute its different projects. I understand Mr. Yobana is back. Mr. Yobana, so could you quickly talk us through the impact that you believe this refinery would have, on the local economy, job creation, and energy supply, especially in the South-South geopolitical zone? All right, it does appear the network isn't too friendly today. But then, of course, it's been great on the show today. We've looked at three critical issues, talking about happenings in Kano with the reinstatement of Emir Muhammad Sanusi as the 16th Emir of Kano. And, of course, all the intrigue surrounding that, the fact that Emir Ado Bayero is also himself in Kano, and there have been a series of protests on the streets. We also talked about the scorecards being given by the ministers, and the president has made it clear that their return to office, for the second year is going to be dependent on what they're able to do within the first year in office. And of course, talking about the Port Harcourt Refinery and its potential for economic boom, not just in the South, but in the entire Nigerian nation. That's it today on Newsweek. Remember, you can follow the conversation on our social media. We are on all platforms at TVC News NG and on our